Hey guys, my name is Mr. Elliott. Let's do a quick Devblog recap here for what just came out on May 6th. This one's titled Tourist Season, the Bus System. So it says, hello Anno community, want to give you some insights into the tourist season DLC, specifically the bus system. When we presented Season 3, we're to give you a first overview as to what you can expect, mentioned restaurants, recipes, and aforementioned buses. We want to dedicate a separate blog to this special feature and give you development insights since it's the mechanic connecting all the parts of this DLC. So buses are a new mechanic which are needed to connect your guests, tourists, and their hotels and all amenities in the city. So restaurants, bars, variety theaters, zoo, and more. So that's good. I'm glad they're doing this. I'm really, really happy that they're implementing a logical kind of real world system. So they say, tourists should not feel like a new working class. They demand more services and need to be pampered. They won't walk to the museum. They expect transit in style, or they expect a transit in style. Specifically, you'll need to free up a space to build bus stops, a 2x3 building on various points of your city, in addition to the other new buildings. Each bus stop has a radius displayed by a circle indicating which public buildings are in reach of your bus stop. Only when a building like a restaurant or a zoo is inside this radius does the game consider it being part of your bus network. So that makes sense. So only tourist type buildings are affected or are included in your bus radius or your bus station, bus stop radius. Your tourists are not willing to walk too far from the bus stop to the zoo after all. So they're being cheeky here. The second indicator to keep an eye on is the street range. It's displayed via green street overlay. So they're showing you this in this image here, which is exactly what we already have for kind of like road strength, so to speak. So brick roads are going to be mandatory, basically, or paved streets. Blah, 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 indicates the reach of each bus stop, making your bus network. The street markings of the two bus stops have to touch or overlap for the stops to be connected to the overall network. So that means this display that they've shown you is the wrong implementation, basically. Let's just visualize this with a screenshot showing the upgraded public mooring. So look how like cool the new public mooring is. I'm going to post a link to this in the description of the video. Let's just visualize this, showing the upgraded bus stop and the hotel with its dedicated bus stop on the right. So upgraded tourist port area, public mooring, bus stops, and then the hotel with a dedicated bus stop for the hotel. This is sick, man. Like, this is going to be sick. You're going to be able to create tourist districts. As long as your bus stops interconnect, you'll have places that your tourists can go. So you're going to have kind of dedicated, almost like hybrid area. You can have hybrid areas, but keep in mind that hotels, restaurants, and stuff like that are going to take space. So they're going to affect other things. So people aren't like, you're not going to like surround your restaurant with engineer or investor residences potentially. Connecting your hotels on one end of the island to a museum on the other, however, isn't optimal since your tourists aren't fans of long bus rides. So bus ride distance from the public mooring is going to matter. Like, this is going to be sick. This means that you're going to need to build your actual tourist area closer to the shore, right? So it needs to be close to the public mooring. Pardon me, I don't know if I messed that up, but your public mooring, your restaurants, your hotels, all that stuff, they need to be close to one another. Otherwise, you're going to make, I believe what's going to happen is you're going to actually make less income from, let's say, a hotel that's on the opposite end of your island. So this is sick. Like, this is actually sick. So if the distance is too long, the fulfillment on the museum need, in this example, for the hotel can be reduced. More on the topics of needs in the next Devblog. So it looks like your hotel is kind of like the tourist's residence, which makes perfect sense. So all of your tourists are going to live in hotels and then be supplemented by things, restaurants, variety theaters, museums, what is the botany one as well, and the zoo as well. So they're all going to be part of this network. By clicking on a bus stop, you can see which public buildings are part of your island's bus network and how good the connection is. So connection strength from this bus stop to those other places. So that's cool. Like, you're linking together your bus stops to create kind of this this framework for your tourists. So again, it's going to be like having 1 or 2 bus stops or 3 bus stops is going to be a hell of a lot better than having 20 and trying to drag your tourists around the whole island. Our UI team made sure to provide you with necessary info at a first glance. A new icon above buildings will inform you when they're missing a bus connection. That's cool. So the little spinny kind of blue thing. Buildings that are frequented by tourists, like a restaurant or theater, received a little bus marker inside the construction bar. So I don't know what that means, but we'll have to look that up. For improvements like these, the feedback from the testers of the last diary study organized by Uber Research Lab in Dusseldorf has been a great help. So anyway, hook me up, bro. Fly me to Dusseldorf. Let's do this. Additionally, like for Docklands, we implemented a tutorial panel directly in the game. It explains the underlying mechanics. So the tutorial, as you go through it, it's going to just show you, like, it's going to be idiot proof, just like Docklands is. Like, it actually has pop-ups in game to show you, like, do this next, idiot. What made you choose buses over trams? Basically, they said it would take a lot of time to do trains, 2 separate railway systems, but using the same general rules are tricky, lead to problems. Take something as simple as crossing, for example. Another approach is a street railway hybrid, on the other hand, has not been done by us before and would need a lot of initial effort. So, I mean, this is an add-on. This isn't an entire new game. So they're saying, look, man, let's save some of this for the new games. Like, this is going to take a lot more money than what we're going to make, basically, is what they're trying to tell you. How many workout? Yeah, okay, blah, blah, blah. We don't want to spend too much money. We still want to make money. We're a company. So, buses also don't use fuel. This was an aesthetic reason. So they don't want to have fuel depots near your buses. It would have been cool if you had gas stations and your gas stations could be on the limits of that ground. So like, say you had a radius for your buses, then you could have a gas station at the end of that radius for your bus station, and then have a fuel depot in the radius of that. So then you could go like almost like an Olympic ring style. That would have been cool. Would be a nice additional challenge, but having them pollute buildings inside your cities would not fit the tourist fantasy we want to present. Dealing with this new logical layer adds a new challenge for your city planning, considering they're already packed in our cities. Making sure your tourists can reach all important spots in your city is a key component to tourist season. Next is satisfying your tourist needs with extravagant products. So yeah, it's not just going to be, oh, let me just hammer all this stuff down. It's going to be, where can I put this logically so that it makes sense for my tourists, and I can kind of build a hybrid city around it potentially would be really cool. And that will just help your overall aesthetic of the place. I mean, it doesn't really matter, but it'll make you feel better. And the big one is tourist season comes out in 2 weeks, May 25th, 6 p.m. CEST. I have no idea what time zone that is, but yeah, man, that's in that's like in 20, yeah, a bit more than 2 weeks, so 20 days. Expect more news, a detailed dev blog, and the full release notes in the weeks leading up to the release. So we're going to do more of these because I actually really like doing this. So this is just the recap on just the buses and the bus stops and how you're going to get tourists from your upgraded public mooring to places like your hotels, your restaurants, everything, your zoos, anything that will be attractive for your tourists. They need to be connected by bus stops, and the length between them matters as well. So shorter stops, happier tourists, and more needs being fulfilled. So my name's Mr. Elliott. I stream on Twitch, and if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Give me a subscribe if you could. I would love that very much. And we're going to do a lot more of these dev blogs. I think I've been missing out by not doing these. So love you guys. I'll catch you on Twitch, or I'll catch you on here for the next dev blog recap. Thanks, guys. Bye now.